It looks like this is working, folks, so just hang tight with us. Connecting. All right. Are we live? Oh, okay, beautiful. We are definitely live. So hang tight with us, folks. This is Sieg with the Voice of E-Commerce. And just hang tight as we like to fire up just a couple minutes early to give people a chance to roll in. We send out our notification. We want to make sure you're here because this is going to be a really fun interview with, as you can see, it's a husband-wife team, and we're going to get into that in just a moment. I'll be introducing them to you. So we got one more minute till kickoff time, which is 12 p.m. Central. And like I say, we always just got to make sure all the electrons hook up, and it's doing a beautiful job. We are so impressed. We were doing a little bit of fun trying to figure out our sound rather frantically right beforehand. And I think poor Kathy felt like she had the gag.
I was like, oh no.
We couldn't hear her. And then finally, and then the sun came out and we were able to hear Kathy. So yeah, it's a lot of fun doing these. And as you can see, we are broadcasting from different locations, and that's the beauty of technology and also the beauty of having a family business, that when people are working at different spheres and levels within their family, and yet they can come together and build an e-commerce business because it's all done online. All right, we're almost to the top of the hour. People rolling, it is 12. Okay, good deal. So this is Sieg with the Voice of E-Commerce, which is the broadcasting arm of the e-commerce business school. And our goal is to display to the public that we are real people who have a go-giving community that supports and empowers each other. So we're thrilled to have you here, and we hope to take your business to the next level with this edition of Voice of E-Commerce. All righty, let's get to it. I'm Sieg, calling from Bella Vista, Arkansas. Here we have Bruce and Kathy. Please say your last name for me.
Pagliuca.
Pagliuca.
Right.
Pagliuca.
G is silent. Yeah.
Pagliuca. That is very helpful, and I know I've said it incorrectly many times, and I know I've asked you before too. Pagliuca. Got it. Okay.
We should have changed it to Jones years ago.
Yeah. Is that Italian, by the way?
Yes.
It is.
I thought so. There you go. Those fun syllables. Okay. So you two are calling in from different locations, which speaks in part to actually why you are here inside the e-commerce business school. So however you two want to dialogue through this to say your chief goal and aim as a husband and wife team, now with your daughter, to grow an e-commerce business.
So Kate, why don't you start?
Yeah. I guess a little bit about me is I'm a retired registered nurse, and I retired basically to run our horse farm because we had a horse farm and Bruce was traveling all the time and things were getting a little too hectic. So I decided to stop my nursing career and just devote time to the horse farm. So that went on for several years. Over the years, I've looked into different things to do online and tried a few things and just never was able to get anything off the ground, basically. So, you know, that's a little frustrating. But I kind of kept at it. I met you, not in person, but online back in 2008.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, when I purchased a Renegade Network Marketer, which, by the way, helped me a great deal at that time, and just, you know, continue to follow different things that you were doing over the years. So we have talked about what can we do when we retire to supplement our income and just to be able to live kind of the life we want to live then. And so we got an email beginning of last year about the e-commerce business school, e-commerce enterprise. And we talked about it and said, okay, let's do this. So we joined and started out with the learning how to do bundles, FBA and everything, and just kind of went from there, Ann. And we've been going ever since with learning all kinds of things.
Including technology.
Oh, exactly. Yes. Big portion of it. Yes.
So
Yeah.
Bruce, before you go in and share about your interest to get home and such, folks, I want to let you know, please go ahead and share this with your friends right now. There's a share feature, and so people can hear Bruce and Kathy's story, and then also write in, add me in the comments section below if you want to get future notifications. So Bruce, I just heard the stats for your lifestyle in April.
Yeah.
Please expound on what is going on in your dynamic here.
So I've been in the technology business for 30 plus years, and most of it has been traveling on the road. I've been a consultant. I've managed companies. I've been CEOs, large and small. And Kathy and I started talking about, okay, it's getting time to retire. What could we do? She introduced me to you and your program. We went to a seminar, and we were hooked. Just in terms of, the areas of technology I've been specializing in have been analytics, mobility, and e-commerce. And so when I heard and saw the content and the practical how to do things, we really then said, let's get going on this. This is key to our plans for going forward.
Yeah. So April, you're sharing.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah.
April. So I've been home 2 days for the entire month of April. So I have about 9 million frequent flyer miles. So both of those things are one line. It could be, and you have no life. So I need to. We have motivation to really stay focused and move the ball forward.
Go ahead, Kathy.
And there's a lot of grass to mow on the farm, Ann.
Yeah, come on home, Bruce. Come on. Find your way on that tractor. Wow. Okay. So claiming a new lifestyle is a very, very high priority for you.
Yes.
I mean, I can only well imagine the pain, especially manning the household, Kathy, that now my husband does, because I'm kind of more the big breadwinner here, but you want to be together again, right?
Yeah,
okay. I have to just harken back. Both of you have had professional careers. Bruce, I think it's really important for our listeners to hear, if I heard correctly, you've been a CEO of multiple companies. You've been around the block in the business world. You are not a novice. Is that correct?
That's true. I'm not a novice.
Okay. I think that's extremely important for people to hear, because I will say currently we get a lot of people who are new to business, but actually in new member orientation, I ask for show of hands, 60 to 70% say they have owned a business previously. So, but being the fact that you've owned multiple businesses, to me says a lot about your lens. When evaluating a training company, you've got a different lens than a lot of folks out there who, I'm going to say it for what it is. Like, we get a lot of folks who have no background and they're very, 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 very skeptical. I mean, it's quite interesting to read the comments and the like. So what, with that lens, as you said, you came to an event and you were hooked. What was it about the event for you? And Kathy, you have had a professional career. Why and how? What made it different? Because you're going to be in Minnesota with me in 2 days, 48 hours.
Yes.
For 5 days, we are going to be together in Minnesota.
Yep.
And you're coming back again. So I would love to have you elaborate.
Kate, why don't you go first?
Yeah. I think we went to ASD Market Week last year, and we went to all the workshops that you did, Ann. And what we, that was all really new to us. Mm-hmm. And ASD trade show is a huge event. And so, it can be a little overwhelming, but because we attended the workshops, which were very focused, very specific, we felt pretty empowered there. Like, okay. And we actually went out onto the floor with trainers and went to the different vendors. And it was just an experience that, unless you go to that, it's hard to describe what the feeling is. But you come away from that, we came away saying, this is absolutely what we want to do. Mm. We can do this. Mm. And these are the people to do it with, because the support is as important to me as the education.
Thank you.
The education, I mean, as a nurse, you have to have ongoing education.
Yeah.
The education is always a big piece, but somebody has your back in this community all the time, which for me is huge. I don't like doing things all by myself. Like, yep. I don't know what I'm doing. So it's huge for me. Yeah.
I want to, before Bruce here, I just want to say to those of you who haven't heard of ASD Market Week, it's the largest consumer goods trade show in the US. We had 14 different presentations and workshops there. So you must have gone to the Sourcing China workshop and our trade show. Yeah.
All of them. And it was
awesome.
It was great. We learned so much there. It was amazing. And ever since, going to all the other events that we've gone to.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And that the support is what has stood out to you. Awesome. Yeah. Bruce, what's your perspective?
What hooked me is the content is practical. I mean, I've been to God knows how many training, I've hired trainers, I've done all of that. And here was absolute something that we could do step by step. That's the first thing. Second thing, the people we meet, we've met in the community are just awesome. They're really helpful. They're friends, or become friends with some that are fantastic. And echoing what Kathy said, the support. In other words, I've hit some things where I said, good grief, and I'm relatively technical and I just wanted to jump out the window, but there's always somebody I can call or somebody I can write a note to and I get a response back. So the whole package of I'm not on this journey, or Kathy and I are on this journey by ourselves. We got a community with us. That's what really, I get excited and enthusiastic about that.
That's awesome.
It's important.
I really like hearing that because of that linear progression. We're really, really big on that. And on that note, I'm going to give a big kudos and shout out to Brian Cummings, our Director of Training and Coaching. Yeah. If you want to see a linear thinking process kind of person, it's Brian Cummings. And I just love that about his training. And then, of course, working with Josie there at ASD. And so you can expect more of that very distinct linear progression training coming up here in Minnesota. All right. Well, people are aware that you do a smattering of different e-commerce methods. And I know what T-shirts is one of them, which is from Bruce's wheelhouse as a CEO of many companies in your 30 plus years of business. And you're able to leverage that and make that marketable. I love that. But why don't the two of you share what are all the different things you're doing? And also mention about your daughter who came into the business with you.
Oh, yeah. So right now I'm concentrating on retail arbitrage and online arbitrage because I want to get those down to where I'm really comfortable with that. It's helping me really learn about the Amazon platform as well, which is a lot to learn. And so I'm doing that. Bruce helps me because Bruce and I actually really like to shop together. So that's kind of a fun thing for us when he's able to. And so those are the things I'm doing. Our daughter Tara is working on the Shopify store. So she's doing all the research, all the design thinking, so she basically is going to launch that. I mean, I collaborate with her, and Bruce is kind of the overall business manager because he has that skill. So even if he can't participate all the time, he knows what's going on and he kind of helps with all the business end. So she's doing that. And then what we're thinking is once we have the RA and the OA down, the arbitrage is down, we want to get into sourcing more and FBA on Amazon. So we kind of have the roadmap that we want to follow, and it's actually going, we finally, I think, got into a groove in. So it's finally going, progressing, and we're like, okay, good. We're really excited.
Yes. It takes a while.
The pieces, yes, it does. It's a process, and you can't get frustrated right away because it just takes a little time. You got to stick with it. So we're kind of at a good space.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So three things, just picking up on what Kathy said. We had a few things happen personally that we had to overcome. It's one place the community really helped with the encouragement, and this is what we did in similar situations that was really helpful. And the second thing is what's really exciting is based on our business plan, we have what we're doing to be able to generate cash now, which is the arbitrage, shop your way to wealth. But the gem, it's leading towards the gem at the same time with the store, because the store is an asset that we're able to build and grow. So having done that with other software companies, I'm really excited to be able to do it for us. So this is, but it's not, I'm going to do a store and bet the farm, no pun intended, on the store. It's about, okay, how do we generate cash as we go? So the fact that there's a lot of tools, very practical, I'll go back to that, is the practicality is what people should really think about. Because there's a lot of stuff to do and it's pretty overwhelming, but there's reasons behind each with objectives for each play. I'll use it, meaning arbitrage, FBA, and the store.
Yeah, absolutely. Spot on. I love that. And so just to make those distinctions for folks, you two are building an asset, an e-commerce website that you get to own and control. And we extol the virtues of that. I did in my book that I wrote 11 years ago about the importance of that. And we are going to be talking about that at the event, because most of our folks will be arbitrage people. But for them to understand the long term, the game is to get an asset that you can own and control.
Yes.
And that you can scale. Yes. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. What do you have to say to folks who are listening and watching, who maybe it's twofold? One, they're considering e-commerce for the first time. You know, they're looking for, like Bruce, you wanted to get home, have a business, about the e-commerce space, and then about the e-commerce business school in general and how that can be fit for people who are looking, and maybe those who haven't had success. What can you say to those folks?
I hope they're on your email list.
Bingo.
Because I'll tell you why. For me, if I was not doing e-commerce business school right now, I would not be doing e-commerce, because it's too overwhelming. So like you were talking about Brian and how he sets things out and does the different things to learn. You can't, if you just say, I'm going to try this, there's so much out there, Anne, right now. I mean, you could sign up to a million different things and it's not going to get you anywhere. So for me, being in one place with the trainers that we have, the coaching we have, the education and the support is why I feel I can be successful. If I'm out there fiddling around on the computer trying to figure it out, it's not going to happen. So that's the important thing for me, is to be a part of this particular community, because there's other things out there, but you're not going to have, I don't believe you're going to have the level of training and coaching or the community to have you back. So I would recommend that people really seriously think about that. Invest in your future and your education wisely if you're going to do e-commerce, because it's tough. It's a business and it's a learning curve for most people, especially if you're new at it, and you really need to be with the right people.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I consult the companies every day on the importance of digital. The whole digital world is turning everything we do upside down. And there's tons of stuff written about it. There's lots of things. Again, Kathy said there's hundreds of things you could do. The reason I'm passionate about what we're doing here with the team is because it's practical. It's something we could get our minds around to be able to do. And we're taking advantage of that digital revolution in a way that we never would have been able to do it without. In other words, it's just, I see large companies struggle with some of the basic stuff that we learned. So the difference is it's practical. I'll keep saying that word until I'm boring, because it's really practical. Great ideas are great, but if you don't do something with them, what is it? Get it done. If you don't do something,
get it done.
That's Kathy. Thank you.
If you don't have a way to translate it into action, you can't. It's all for naught. And that's if you're thinking about, if you're on the fence and you're not sure, can I do it? Can I do it? This community we've tried a number of things. This has been by far the most successful.
Thank you.
I think also the streams of income, and we wouldn't have the possibility for 4 streams of income because we wouldn't even know about them.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's saying, wow, there's things out there, that through this program and learning, we learned about them. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing them.
Well, it's a big distinction. Most everything else out there is you grab something off the shelf, a program, you learn it and you're on your own.
Yeah.
The e-commerce business school is a full ecosystem.
Yes.
That what we have, even career options, such that it's like there's so much to offer people. You're going to find your place. And so I'm really thrilled to hear that the three of you found your rhythm now.
Yeah.
And it was well worth it to get through and go, now we're grooving. And you're doing a lot, and it's awesome. And it all has logic and reason to it.
Right.
So beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time, Bruce. I know you're off on a business trip and traveling and racking up 9 million plus. Someday that's going to come to a grinding halt, right?
Yes.
So, but keep the miles so you can come and see us in Minnesota. So, yeah.
And it was a pleasure, Ann. It was all pleasure.
Yeah.
Awesome. All righty. Well, I'll see. The both of you are coming to Minnesota, correct?
We are. We'll be there.
We'll see you
Awesome.
Friday.
Good deal. All right. We'll see you then. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Okay.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.